Honourable Member of Parliament to greet you. Welcome, Mr. Pacetti.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kelly, Ms. Roma, Mr. LaCroce, of course, Ms. Smith, thank you for organizing this. I saw Mr. Sardeo, he used to do this, so good afternoon to you. Come on now, bonjour. Reverend Gray, it's always a pleasure to have him here, so I'm glad that he's after me because he's a great speaker, so I think we're going to learn a lot from him, and I'm looking forward to hearing Mr. Benskin, the keynote speaker, first time we've had the pleasure to meet. Faculty, distinguished guests, students, and of course friends, it's an honor for me to be here today in celebration of Black History Month to share some of my thoughts with you. Well, it's been over 100 years where barriers have existed in Canada that have made Black Canadians feel excluded. It is an ugly truth, but that is precisely why we should openly discuss our past mistakes. Barriers like slavery, discrimination, unequal access to education and jobs, and the overall marginalization of one group of people by another group of people have sadly been part of not only the world's history, but Canada's as well. For as long as barriers have been erected, thousands of Black Canadians have been breaking them down. And we all know, like in fields like medicine, law, politics, clergy, business, arts, academics, and of course, sports. Everybody was waiting for PK Subban, but I think the video is outdated. Black Canadians have made significant contributions, and with each achievement, they chipped away at barriers that separate us. I think that Black History Month has been successful in pointing out injustices of the past and also making us aware of people in the Black community who have been, through their talent and efforts, shown us that Canada is a far better place when barriers that separate us are shattered once and for all. We study history so we can make better decisions going forward. We must analyze our failures, but we must also study our successes. Each generation builds upon the successes of those that came before them. And one day, very soon, the rest of you, not us, the rest of you in this hall will be asked to do the same. When Black History Month began in 1976, Canada was a much different place. In those days, Black History Month had to focus almost exclusively on emphasizing the virtue of equality. We take it for granted today that all people are equal, but this was not always the case. For this reason, Black History Month must never lose sight of its original goal, fighting racism through education. While doing so, we must also recognize our progress and take advantage of opportunities to modernize Black History Month so that it deals with more contemporary issues. And as my friend, Mr. Franz Benjamin, Municipal Council for Saint-Michel, recently pointed out, today, Black Canadians are self-identifying with their specific national and cultural backgrounds to a greater extent than they have ever been in the past. Given this development, I think Black History Month should reflect this shift in thinking. Lessons in Black history should not be limited to lessons about injustices and also the list of accomplishments, but should also include lessons on specific Black cultures as well. For example, the Haitian community cannot be truly understood until we take the time to learn about Haitian culture and history. The same is true for every other cultural community in Canada. Integrating a community into Canada should mean more than a new community simply adapting to their new surroundings. It should mean that Canadians also make the effort to learn about cultural communities that have joined the great Canadian family. Education leads to understanding, and the more we educate ourselves about each other, the more we will be able to live together harmoniously, taking full advantage of what each of our cultures has to offer. And that, my friends, is the challenge we must take up going forward. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Pacetti, for your words of hope and encouragement.